Two Ukrainian MiG-29s scream through a valley at a mere 100 meters, their afterburners painting fiery scars across the damp dawn light. Their mission is one of desperate urgency, to find and destroy a hidden Russian UAV command post that has been coordinating weeks of devastating drone strikes against civilian infrastructure. But to reach their target 40 kilometers inside contested airspace, they must first survive the most lethal gauntlet on the planet, a layered network of S-400s, TORM-2s, and Buck M3s. This is no impulsive raid. It is a high-stakes gamble built upon months of painstaking electronic reconnaissance. Every meter of their route has been carefully plotted to exploit known gaps in Russian radar coverage, using the rolling hills of Sumy Oblast as a natural shield. But in the cat-and-mouse game of electronic warfare, there are no guarantees. The first indication of trouble is subtle. An S-400 battalion near Kursk activates its 92 N6E gravestone radar. Its phased array, made of hundreds of tiny antenna elements, scans the horizon electronically. At 140 kilometers, it can't achieve a weapons-quality track on the low-flying fighters, but it detects an anomaly, a ghost in the machine, and flags it for investigation. This alert pulses through the integrated air defense network to a Russian Su-30 fighter patrol already airborne on dawn patrol 80 kilometers away. The pilot receives vectors toward the anomaly, his powerful BARS radar ready to resolve the low-flying targets against the ground clutter. The clock is now ticking. The Ukrainian pilots have less than 15 minutes before interception. Their guardian angel is a Ukrainian Bayraktar TB2 drone, orbiting silently at 18,000 feet above the target area. For 6 hours, its MX-15D electro-optical sensor has documented the target, a converted agricultural building from which 14 Orlan 10 reconnaissance drones have launched, confirming it as a major hub. The drone provides real-time targeting data, but its most critical role is as bait. A Russian Panzer S-1 battery near Yokino takes it, its radar illuminating to track the UAV. This broadcast instantly reveals its position to the MiGs. The lead pilot sees the spike on his SPO-15 threat receiver and adjusts course 5 degrees east, slipping behind a low ridge line to break the line of sight. But the Russians are adaptive. A TOR-M2 battery, a mobile system capable of acquiring, tracking, and engaging in under 8 seconds, powers up. It doesn't fire immediately. Instead, it begins to herd the MiGs, pushing them deliberately toward another threat, a Buk M3 battery positioned on their eastern flank. It's a classic SAM trap. Instead of fleeing, the Ukrainian pilots demonstrate their training and nerve. They turn and accelerate directly toward the Buk, an aggressive maneuver that confuses the engagement computer's expectations. By the time the Russian operator adjusts, the MiGs have blown past inside the system's minimum engagement range. The victory is costly. The evasive maneuvering has burned their precious altitude and airspeed, the very energy they need for their weapon release. The situation grows more desperate as the Su-30 closes to within 40 kilometers and achieves a solid radar lock. The TB2 drone operator, seeing their predicament, makes a critical decision. He commands the drone to activate its radar altimeter and weather radar, flooding the frequency with crude but effective electronic noise. It's not sophisticated jamming, but for a few crucial seconds, it degrades Russian radar performance, creating an electronic smokescreen. It's the only window the lead pilot needs. He initiates a zoom climb, lighting his afterburners and trading his last reserves of speed for precious altitude. The aircraft streaks upward, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 feet. At the apex of the climb, barely above stall speed at 8,000 feet, he pickles 2 AASM hammer bombs in rapid succession. The weapons separate cleanly, their rocket motors igniting after a 2-second delay. He immediately bunts the nose forward, diving back to the deck as his radar warning receiver screams with new alerts. His wingman follows suit, rippling his 2 hammers just as a Buck M3 battery finally achieves a solid lock. He has 5 seconds before missile launch. The weapons barely clear the aircraft before he snaps into a gut-wrenching 7G diving turn, punching chaff and flares. Now unburdened, the 2 MiGs must fight for their survival against the converging threats. 2 R-77 missiles from the Su-30 accelerate to Mach 4. The lead pilot banks hard, placing the climbing sun directly behind his aircraft. He dispenses flares in a climbing spiral, creating a ladder of heat sources. The first missile seeker is fooled, selecting the sun itself and climbing into infinity. The second missile, learning from the first telemetry, ignores the decoys. The wingman performs a last-ditch Cobra maneuver, pulling the nose vertical and chopping the throttles. The MiG hangs motionless for a heart-stopping moment, its heat signature vanishing. The missile overshoots by meters. Their escape is then blocked by a final, extravagant display of Russian frustration. An S-400 commander, unable to get a clean track, orders a salvo launch of 448 N-6DM missiles in barrage mode. The $2 million per shot missiles are not aimed at them, but are programmed to detonate at predetermined points, creating a wall of shrapnel across their escape route. With fuel gauges dipping into emergency reserves, the MiGs have no choice. They drop to 50 meters, so low their jet wash kicks up spray from farm ponds and flies straight through the descending storm of metal. A chunk of missile casing punches through the lead aircraft's wing, but misses anything critical. Meanwhile, the 4 hammer bombs are on their own, navigating a jammed electromagnetic battlefield. Russian jamming blocks their GPS signals, forcing an immediate switch to their ultra-precise inertial navigation systems. Their ring laser gyroscopes, accurate to 0.01 degrees per hour, guide them unerringly. In the terminal phase, their uncooled infrared imaging seekers activate, scanning the landscape below for the pre-programmed target signatures provided by the TB2. The impacts are exercises in devastating, intelligent precision. The first bomb's SJU-64 programmable fuse counts the deceleration as it punches through the command post roof. 85 G for the first floor, a similar spike for the second. It detects the void of the central command room, waits 0.015 seconds to center itself, and then detonates, vaporizing the interior and collapsing the structure. The second bomb, targeting the vehicle park, is set for super quick mode. Its IR seeker guides it onto the hot exhaust stack of a fuel truck. Upon impact, the fuse triggers within 0.003 seconds, creating a massive fireball that engulfs adjacent control vans. The third and fourth bombs strike the safe house and maintenance warehouse. Their fuses programmed for basement detonation and airburst, respectively, shredding everything inside, including 3 Orlington drones under repair. In less than 30 seconds, the nerve center is obliterated. 12 Orlington drones over Ukraine instantly lose their control signals and begin lazy, autonomous spirals into the ground. The 2 MiG-29s, their airframes battered and fuel tanks nearly dry, limp across the border into friendly airspace. They succeeded not through overwhelming force, but through superior intelligence, flawless coordination with unmanned assets, breathtaking pilot skill, and the precise application of smart weapons. They proved that even the most formidable air defense network can be pierced by a well-planned strike, turning the tide not with a sledgehammer, but with a scalpel.